Hello, welcome to Naomi's Voice, the voice of reason and wisdom for such a time as this. We welcome your thoughts. Feel free to offer your comments and questions in the comment section. We left off from last time describing events surrounding the need for wisdom when experiencing uncontrollable events or circumstances, situations that may come up in our lives. Simply put, life. How did previous generations get through those type of circumstances and situations? How did they handle life's sudden storms? I refer to it as storms because naturally, storms can be unexpected, sudden, without warning. I realize we have reached the age of developing devices that can give some warning. Nevertheless, yet they are not always accurate. A good example, as previously mentioned, was the great stock market crash that threw the nation in a tailspin without warning. One of the worst times in American history. The stock market crash in 29 led to the Great Depression in the 30s. And then between the 30s and 40s, you had the Dust Bowl. That was when there was a severe drought in the Great Plains region of the United States. What was once grassland became a literal dust bowl. The most affected by these events were children, the elderly, and African Americans. People lost farms, homes, businesses, many becoming homeless. The truth of the matter is the majority of people within these particular circumstances, as stated, were people who had faith and confidence in God, their Creator. They knew without a doubt that there was something, an entity, a higher power, if you will, they trusted and believed in, the true and living God. This gave them the confidence and assurance they needed to get through. This was key to their survival, their tenacity to endure and strive to persevere, to continue in their fight, to get through, to make it through, in spite of. I refer to my podcast as a voice of reason. Why? Because it is a way of utilizing logic, fairness, good sound judgment, evidence, etc., to reach a place of acting in a sensible and with sound character and manner, and not from a position of emotions. When we respond out of our emotions, we're not responding from an intentional, authentic place of having a well thought out response to those current circumstances and situations that may come up in our lives. There is a word in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 14, that states, "Where no counsel is, the people perish. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety." These were words from Solomon to one of his sons, advising him on the importance of seeking wisdom and advice. And this is where that generational gap comes in, where there was wisdom and advice and information from previous generations that we can and still can take hold of, that we can learn from. We can learn from this wisdom that there is danger being alone, or being what I called a lone ranger. No one person, and I'm talking about us as an individual, you as an individual, has all the answers. The more counsel you have, It helps to fill in those missing pieces like a puzzle that are missing to help us to see the whole picture. And a lot of times we think we're seeing the whole picture and we're not. The one person that needs to seek that kind of counseling is ourselves. Remember, we're talking about people of wisdom. People of wisdom. Everyone doesn't have that kind of wisdom. I saw a painting once of a boy who looked to be about 11 or 12 years old. He was sitting in the middle of a group of elderly men. And you can tell by the picture that these men were men of sound wisdom, looking in the faces of the painting, looking in the way the artist drew their faces. And the little boy was sitting, the young boy was sitting in the midst of them. And the perception was them giving him sound wisdom, counsel. It was such a beautiful painting. And the expression of love that you could see on the elderly men's faces as they were speaking to this little boy or this young boy. And his face was raised up, and you can look at him and see the intent on his face that he was not only hearing and listening, but he was receiving what they had to say and what they had to offer him. Words was not necessary as I looked at this painting. The painting itself expressed the proverb that I previously quoted. The multitude of counselors, there is safety. And this is what Naomi's voice is attempting to accomplish. Join us next time on Naomi's Voice. Remember, give me your comments and or questions. Thank you. Until next time, peace.